Thank you, Madam Secretary, for being here today. It is encouraging to see someone with your background sitting in that chair and your leadership. And I would just like to give you some kudos because you recently just named as FSA Director for Louisiana, Craig McCain.
Yes.
It took you 3 months to do that. The last administration, we didn't have an FSA director for over a year and a half.
Wow.
Thank you.
I'll let the team know. Thank you for that,
Yes.
Congresswoman.
It means a lot to our farmers.
Yeah.
And I'd like to also give you kudos for ECAP to get that funding to our small farmers. I had a small farmer call me last night and say because that money came in so quickly that it saved his farm. He was able to get the funding that he needed and the credit that he needed to be able to plant again. He was a small farmer. It saved his farm because of your leadership.
Thank you.
Thank you. Also, I want to thank you for continuing to spread your message across the country. And I know you haven't made it to Louisiana yet. We are so excited to have you there to deliver your keynote speech and your vision for what agriculture will look like through USDA and how we will partner together in Congress and work together to deliver for our farmers. So my first question is an absolute softball question to you, but if in the meantime, I can share with those concerned farmers who had to endure the great pause, as you call it, and have had a really rough last 4 years.
Yeah.
What can you share with them right now that I can go back and also tell them until you make it to Louisiana to deliver those keynote addresses?
Well, thank you for that, and thank you for the shout out to the team. I give too much credit. I think they have been, a lot of them sitting behind me have just been extraordinary. So I so appreciate that. It has been a 7-day-a-week, 18, 20-hour-a-day effort for a couple of months. What I would say is this, that the American agriculture economy is suffering perhaps like never before, with a $50 billion trade deficit just over the last 4 years, likely to reach $63 billion based on numbers from last year very quickly. Number two, the cost of inputs increased 30% during the great pause under the last administration, 30%. So while our farmers and our ranchers are facing margins of profitability of almost zero, many of them like never before, while being hit with trade deficits, while being hit with the cost of inputs, while being hit with, frankly, an administration that didn't fight for them, not just the big farmers, but the small family farms too. And that's such a big priority of mine. But help has arrived as we look at cutting taxes and deregulating and opening up markets and realigning the trade regime around the world to not just allow American products to participate, but for American products to win. I believe that American agriculture is moving into an era of prosperity unlike they've seen in our lifetimes. That is my fervent hope, prayer, and work every day toward.
Thank you. You can feel it. I will share that with them for sure.
Thank you.
I have one last follow-up question. You know, during the last administration, I repeatedly raised concerns both in hearings and in discussions with the USDA officials about how existing disaster programs like the 22 Emergency Relief Program and other RMA products have failed to adequately capture quality losses for my farmers. Despite Congress clearly stating that quality losses of crops should be covered, many producers in my district saw little to no relief under past assistance for programs. Under the first Trump administration, the USDA worked with our farmers to create the Quality Loss Adjustment Program, and it delivered meaningful assistance where ERP fell short. Madam Secretary, is the USDA currently considering rebooting the Quality Loss Adjustment Program under the upcoming round of assistance? And if not, what alternative methodologies are you considering to ensure that quality losses are accurately captured in this next phase of assistance?
Yes, we are looking at that very closely and would love your help. And specifically, and this is true for everybody, any farmers or ranchers in your district, I say send us their stories of too much paperwork, of too much regulation, of too much slow, whatever it is. We can't make change without fully understanding the challenges, but we would love to work with you and your team on that.
Absolutely. I'll send you a story of soybeans the last couple of years. It was pretty rough, but I look forward to working with you. Thank you so much for being here.